So, hello everybody. How are you guys doing? Hopefully, doing very well. Doing amazing. I am sitting here. It is currently very late in the night, and I'm just shelling peanuts. Thought I'd make a little video talking to you guys. How you doing? Most of you are probably asleep right now as I'm filming this. Look at my peanuts. I made a video, I think I put it up, about growing peanuts. A bit ago, that's when I was harvesting these. And I planted 1 pound of peanut seed. Look at those. Those are beautiful peanuts. Planted 1 pound of peanut seed, and I actually harvested over 15 pounds of peanuts. We've got a couple buckets of them. I just brought these in off the drying racks outside because we are here in late September and looking like we're going to get hit by a hurricane. So I'm bringing everything in and cleaning things up, getting things situated so they don't get wet or destroyed in any way. And yeah, peanuts, very underrated crop. Nobody grows peanuts really, or if they do, it's not really thought of as much. I'm shelling with one hand because I'm talking to you guys and filming, of course. And it's a real shame that they are. Super productive. Like I said, I planted 1 pound of peanuts. I don't remember how big the bed was. I just filled up a bed until I ran out. And I got over 15 pounds back. And there was a bunch I actually missed in the ground too because I left them in a little bit. And they're starting to break off the plants. And the whole bed right now is sprouting again with peanuts. So I left quite a bit in the ground. I'd say I easily got 17 pounds, if not more. But what I actually ended up with was 15 pounds. And then whatever was left in the ground, so we'll just say 15. But that's not a bad harvest. 1 pound in, 15 pounds out. That's pretty good, actually, Planting 1 pound of peanuts and getting 15 pounds back. And that was with zero care. I didn't water them, didn't fertilize them. They just went in their bed and grew. They were left to their own devices. This was a wine peanut, I believe. And it was one I just bought last year. I would not grow it again, though. Beautiful, big peanuts. Look at those are huge peanuts. But they took a very, very long time. I think 4 months to mature, to harvest, which is way too long for me. That was way too long. I also grow a red Valencia, Tennessee red Valencia peanut. And those are much, much, much shorter growing season. I actually put in a row of them just now again, even though we're in September, because their season is so much shorter that I can get a harvest off those before winter. Frost or it gets too cold for them. So yeah. But anyway, peanut seed can be a little hard to find, honestly. Not too many places sell peanut seed, or the choices can be very limited, which is a shame because, again, great plants to grow, super easy, super productive, no care, nothing really bothers them, And of course you can go to the store if you're in an area where you can find dry peanuts. You can get those and plant them out, but you never know how many days they're going to take to mature. But if you do find seed online, always go for the shortest day. And something like my red Valencia that I'm growing, I've saved seed for years and years and years. And they're very early for me because I get 2-3 harvests a year off those. And I've always selected very heavily for the earliest peanuts. And I just put them in this month. I'll have to make a video on those. Just in September, put in the red Valencias, and those will be ready. before December. You know, those will take September, October, probably harvest those in November. That's how fast they are. But that is years of selection on my end. Most peanuts take about 120 days. You know, which is, you know, not bad, but long in my book. I think my Valencias I've got down to probably 90 days, maybe, if that. I don't know. It's easier shelling peanuts with two hands, by the way, guys. You know. But look at those. Beautiful. And most people only, of course, know peanuts as peanut butter or, you know, roasted peanuts, which is a real shame because you can do so much. I like to shell my peanuts and I store them like this. I'll put them in jars or I'll stick them in the freezer and they'll last, you know, forever. They're just like dry beans when they're completely dry. Beautiful peanuts. Look at those. Gorgeous. And, you know, you don't just have to make peanut butter or roast them. They're really good if you add them to soups or stews, just like beans. You know, they've got that different flavor. They've got a different texture. And, you know, if you want to make I'll tell you, it's really good. Make a beef stew with peanuts in it and some barley. Oh, it's absolutely delicious. Just the textures and flavors are so different. And nobody thinks about cooking that way, you know, especially here in the U.S. But you just throw some whole peanuts in, cook them till they're nice and soft in your beef stew, or chop them up and just lightly fry them in some butter and mix it with your rice. Really good, guys. You know, just take your peanuts, fresh peanuts, run them through a food processor or under a knife real quick, toast them in some butter, add them to your scrambled eggs. That's really good, trust me. Yeah, so there's so much you can do with peanuts. And again, they're so easy to grow and super productive. And yeah, just gorgeous, you know? It's a nice accomplishment when you harvest and grow something yourself. Those are just beautiful. I don't know, have you ever sat there and you're cleaning seed or something that you grew, something that you harvested, and you just run your hands through it? I don't know. It's so weird. It's like, oh gosh, sitting here in the middle of the night, just running my hands through my nuts. I mean, my peanuts. I mean, it's like, yeah, making a YouTube video. It's 3 o'clock in the morning and I'm just fondling my pot of nuts. Okay. But yeah, we've got a hurricane coming, so I normally wouldn't rush to clean these, you know, when I'm sitting there watching TV and, you know, nothing else to do, listening to something. I will clean my seeds and stuff. But these were outside in my tubs, and they would have probably stayed out there until I got around to it. Who knows when. But I don't want to leave them out there and risk them getting blown over and wasting them or losing them. So I'm here shelling peanuts and talking to you guys. You know, you can grow peanuts in buckets or in pots, and they're pretty productive. You plant one peanut, and I mean, you're pretty much guaranteed to get 400 or 500 peanuts back. That's not a bad return, you know. And of course, peanuts they do really well in poor soils. They don't need much care. But if you do give them some love, like everything, you know, water them, fertilize them, you can get so much out of them, you know. Super productive crops. I'm big on as little input as possible. But if you can, or you need, you know, to get a large harvest, you know, put in the effort. Because some of these things are just mind-blowing yields, you know. Certain crops. They do well on their own, but give them some love, and you can just get so much out of them. And peanuts fall into that category, you know. Love your nuts, and they'll give you more. Right. But, yeah. So it's really hard with one hand, cracking nuts. But Yeah, I don't know why they're so overlooked. I think people like a lot of things just because it's always been so cheap to go buy. You know, you get a jar of peanut butter super cheap. Why grow peanuts, you know? Or you go buy a big giant bag of roasted peanuts. Why grow your own? Or you go to the store and buy a big can of boiled peanuts. Why grow your own? And that's a real shame. It's a bad outlook mindset to have. But I think that is changing whether we want it to or not, because things are getting more expensive, of course. Things are getting harder to find. You know, it's not even about getting more expensive. At this point, it's if you can find things, you know what I mean? The stores are really cutting down on options, and you have prices flying through the roof. So there you go. And we'll let alone that peanuts tend to be grown on some of the worst, dirtiest soil you can find, you know? A lot of times they'll grow cotton and stuff, absolutely pumped full of herbicides and pesticides, and then they'll grow peanuts afterwards, you know? On just some of the dirtiest farmland you can find that's been sprayed and so toxic. So it's a good reason to grow your own peanut. That's a pretty peanut right there. It's like a perfect peanut. Look at that. You know, so growing your own peanuts, they don't need any herbicides. They don't need any pesticides. They don't need any fungicides. But yet commercially, they're just doused with that stuff, which is a real shame. So that could be a reason to grow your own. But so versatile. So much beyond peanut butter and boiled and roasted peanuts. You know, use your imagination, guys. Peanuts are delicious, nutritious, very easy to grow, and super productive, you know. Kind of fit that bill of everything I'm looking for. And yeah, get growing, guys. Oh, my battery's going down. So I'm going to let you guys go. I got about 10 pounds of peanuts left to shell. I don't know. This pot right here has about 3 pounds of peanuts in there. Not bad. The shells won't go to waste. These will go around my plants or put on the bottom of pots for some drainage. And of course break down and fertilize everything, you know. Nothing goes to waste, guys. Utilize everything that you have. Good nutrition. The goats, it's funny, will actually eat peanuts. I was out there when I harvested them and had the plants. They go for the peanuts first before they eat the leaves. They'll eat all the little immature peanuts hanging off of them. Yeah, goats, huh? But anyway, guys, I hope you're doing absolutely amazing. I'm getting ready to get whacked by a hurricane or some kind of storm. We'll see. It's a couple days out. It's what, September 27th today? Is it 27th? I think it's the 27th. 26th or 27th? I don't know. I have no idea. I'm just sitting here in the middle of the night, guys, cracking nuts, you know, talking to you lovely people. But, you know, hopefully if you guys are here in Florida with me when you watch this or afterwards, you have fared well or will fare well. You know, I hate storms. All my bananas are fruiting beautifully and everything, and they always love to knock down bananas. And it's the worst getting hit by a hurricane when you've got beautiful banana bunches going. And then the flooding. We haven't flooded out here on my property in 4 years since the last hurricane. And I hate the flooding. Mom, it's the worst. But anyway, guys, I'm going to cut you off right here. The battery is going dead. And I'm just going to sit here and contemplate life as I shell peanuts. Love you guys. Thank you for watching. Grow food. You know, grow those super delicious, nutritious, easy to grow, productive crops. And you know what? Peanuts. Peanuts fit that bill. Look at that. Go grow your own peanuts and just put them in a pot, shell them, These will go into storage, or I'll eat them slowly, and then whatever I have left, I'll plant next year. I don't know. And just run your hand through your nuts, Just rub your nuts like this, Just, gosh, it's so amazing. It's like, I grew that, It's amazing. It's like, look at it. It's power right there. That's life. You did that. You produced something yourself. It's just amazing. Just rub your hand through your pot of nuts, fondling your peanuts. Just absolutely amazing, guys. So see you later. Check out the links below, whatever I happen to put there. Save some money on some gas. Drop me an email. Buy some stuff. Who knows? Grow food, guys. Love you, love you. See you later. Grow peanuts. Peanuts. Super nutritious, easy, awesome crops. Just stick them everywhere, You don't even have to stick them in beds. People are very orientated towards, you have to stick so much in one spot. You don't necessarily have to do that. You've got plum trees. Stick peanuts underneath your plum trees. You're growing a crop of I don't know, say, or your bananas. Stick peanuts under your bananas. Stick sweet potatoes under them. Utilize all the spots you got. And peanuts aren't picky at all. They love to grow. The only issue with peanuts is they do like it a bit drier, As the shells are maturing, if they're ripe and they're too wet, they tend to sprout in the ground. That's one of the big issues I have here in Florida. That's why these did so well this year, this crop, because we've been very dry. So as long as they took, we've been dry that entire time, so they harvested really well. But if the peanuts are really wet during harvest time, or when they're maturing, after they're mature, they tend to sprout. And then, of course, they're ruined. You can't store them, you can't eat them. You can eat them, but, you can't store them or have anything like this. So, always plan accordingly. You plan to harvest your peanuts early in your season before the rains come, wherever that happens to be for your area. Or plan to harvest them late in the season when you're starting to dry out, wherever that happens to be for your area. Which, here in Florida, the beginning of the year, our springs are dry, and later in the year, our falls tend to dry out. So, you plant the peanuts really early, or you plant them really late to get good crops here in Florida. Just a hint if you guys are still watching. There you go. This is when you plant peanuts. So I'm going to let you go. Look at those. Think about how I can eat these. I might just boil them, and have me some boiled peanuts. They're already shelled. And then just pop them in my mouth, some Cajun peanuts. Oh, that'll be good. Super delicious peanuts, guys. But yeah, 1 pound in, over 15 pounds out. You can't beat that. That's a pretty good haul. With 0 care. Not bad. So, here you go. Roll the peanuts, guys. Go for it. Yeah, that's how you go. See you later. Love you. Grow food. Grow peanuts. Beautiful, big peanuts. These are big. These are the biggest peanuts I've ever grown. Some of those are literally as big as the tip of my thumb. It's hard. Size is always hard to gauge on the camera when you're filming. But look at that peanut. That's as big as the tip of my thumb. Look at those. Alright, and I'm not a toddler, guys. I have big hands. Those are big peanuts. Got some big nuts, Tease nuts, See you later.